My name is Clementine Mtiti. I live in Verulam, Brindavan, and I am 19 years of age. I'm a lover of life. I love doing things. I love participating. Even my teachers will tell you. I love reading. I love books so much so that at the age of 12, I started writing. I've written 2 unofficially unpublished books. And my favorite ice cream flavor is vanilla. So I live here in Verulam. I've been living here for the past 14 years. I came from Zimbabwe. My family moved here when I was just 5 years of age. We were trying to seek better pastures due to the economic and political crisis back then in 2009. And so I've studied here. My primary school and my secondary school I completed here. I've participated in so many debates, so many competitions, but I find that now this year I've just finished my matric and I haven't been able to find funding for university. I've received the acceptance, but no hope of any bursary or anyone coming forward to help me fulfill my dream to become a chartered accountant. So we'll start at grade 7. I started debating. I've won multiple best speaker positions at Doncrest Primary School. Even here in Verulam Secondary, I've gone to the PDL finals best speaker. I've gone to the South African National Schools Debating Championship twice. I even trialed for the South African national debating team. And recently in my grade 12 year, I was chosen to be a part of the selected few who presented a debate on the social cohesion for Verulam amongst ministers, premiers in KZN. I had 8 distinctions. I was the only one in the school doing 8 subjects. I'm not sure how I was able to fit it in, but because of my understanding teachers, they were so understanding and patient with me. They allowed me to be able to take on the massive role of doing 8 subjects, and I managed to get my 8 distinctions. Academically, I would like to study the 4-year degree of becoming a chartered accountant. Hopefully I'll do my articles thereafter. In my community, I really would like to get involved in organizations such as I Love Verulam, just to show people that you don't have to have something to offer something. So I would definitely love to. I was a part of the International Leadership Academy, and I know what it means to be involved in your community. Personally, I would like to learn a new language this year. I didn't have the time last year, so I want to be able to do that, maybe learn a sport like tennis, but yeah, and read some more. So I think for me challenges start way back from like when I was born, but I think the most imminent has to be when we first came here and we were bullied. Me and the very few kids that were in the school were bullied for being foreigners. We were called queres because I'm not sure, maybe we spoke different. So that was very difficult for me. It took away a lot of my confidence, but I eventually regained it. Also, like the lack of, I wasn't resourced. I come from a mother who used to work in houses full-time. She was a maid. My father was a full-time gardener, and so I wasn't really resourced even growing up. I didn't have a laptop, but I took on the CAT subject in grade 10. So thankfully, one of the members at my mother's workplace sponsored me a laptop, but all of that has not hardened me, and that's something I've learned from my parents. Don't allow where you come from or who you are to harden you or to make you selfish. In fact, it's made me want to be more compassionate. It's made me want to understand where others come from, to understand their struggles. ever since I completed my matric and the results came out, I have been applying to bursaries. In fact, I applied before that, but I haven't been able to find any funding. And I assume maybe it's because of my citizenship, because when you look it up on the website, if you qualify or if you meet the minimum requirements, and I do with 8 distinctions, I thought people assume that universities are fighting for me or that bursars are fighting to sponsor me, but that is not the case. Quite contrary, in fact, I haven't been able to get any funding to pursue any of my tertiary education, whether local or even in other provinces. So the goal is to get a bursary, and it would be great if an organization could come forward and say, we will sponsor you to further your studies. But even on a personal or organizational level, I think any donation helps us to sort of get somewhere. It could go towards the tuition, whether the books, the travel, transport, or it could just go into welfare. Anything at this point really does help us. It goes a long way. So I do see myself coming back. I know what it feels like to struggle so much to get resources, to get access to computers. I know what it feels like to not have the prospect of living in a comfortable life. So I've seen people, in fact, where I grew up from, we started living in a shack. So I grew up for a long period, I was in that sort of community, that sort of surrounding. So I understand that there are people out there who are struggling, and I would love to come back to empower, even if it's just one person, to give them hope. To give them hope that you don't give up, you just keep going, and there are people out there who hear you and who would like to help. My message of hope, specifically to the youth here in Verulam, is that don't allow public school system to be your crutch. We don't have the resources, yes, but don't let that stop you. You don't have access to a fully furnished classroom, but don't let that stop you. In fact, let that empower you to even want to do better. Our classes here are like 50 kids in a class, no air conditioning, but that is not there to hinder you. It's there to show you what you need to rise up from. So don't ever let your circumstances or where you come from stop you from doing what you need to do to be a success. My name is Clementine Mtiti, and I love Verulam.